friends. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. Why is it important for us to validate our teens' experiences? I'll be considering this question a little bit more in this video. My name is Raquel Perez, and I am a licensed professional counselor candidate in the state of Colorado. So let's go ahead and get started. So drawing on my own teen experiences and the experience of being a parent to 3 young adults, I'm thinking about a story that I posted a couple of weeks ago of my own adolescence. And I'm thinking about the fear that was so prevalent in the interaction that I had with my parents from this story that I posted a few weeks ago. And I'm thinking about the fear that I felt as an adolescent coming to my parents with a very big secret that felt like it could change the course of my entire life and actually the course of my whole family's entire life. And I'm also thinking about the fear that my parents must have had upon receiving this news, upon receiving this secret, upon me disclosing this secret. And I'm thinking about how the fear that we both had, or that we all had, completely dominated our conversation and that interaction. And as I think about it, fear probably dominated many of the interactions that I had with my parents. Because if I think specifically to this story where I'm holding on to this secret and I'm going to my parents to disclose it, I think about my adolescent self and the utter fear that infiltrated my entire body. And that fear really did not allow me to access any of my vulnerabilities. It didn't allow me to access the information of what I really needed. It much less allowed me to verbalize what those needs were. Because what I needed, being that adolescent, was reassurance from my parents. I needed verbal reassurance that they were not going to turn their back on me, that they were going to be there with me, and that we would see it through together. And now, in hindsight, looking back, I know that that was their intention. My parents never had any intention of turning their back on me, of giving up on me. However, in that moment of coming to them with this big secret, I really needed to hear that from them. I really needed that verbal reassurance that they were going to be there with me. And when I think about my parents and the fear that they must have had upon receiving news or upon hearing this secret from their daughter, a secret that could change all of our lives, I can only imagine, as a parent myself, if one of my adolescents would have come to me with that kind of information, with that kind of a secret. I can only imagine the fear that I would have. A fear that they quite possibly could have limited their future success, limited their future happiness. And I would be so afraid for all of us as a family and what our future would have to hold. And I think about how that fear quite possibly would have paralyzed me. How I probably wouldn't have known what to do, how to show up. And now when I look back on that story, and when I look back on the fear that dominated our conversation, I see how different that interaction and probably many interactions would have gone had we been able to access our vulnerabilities. Had we been able to see a little bit beyond the fear and see what truly our needs were. I think that interaction would have been much more beneficial, much more useful, and it probably would have been a lot less painful for all of us. Because I know that being a parent is stressful. And I know that parenting adolescents can feel utterly overwhelming sometimes. But I also know that as parents, we don't always have to have the answers. And we don't always have to fix everything. And we don't always have to come in and be the saviors. At least when I think about my own teen experience, I wasn't looking for any of that from my parents. I didn't need them to fix it. I didn't need them to be my savior. And I didn't need them to have all the answers. What I needed was for my parents to reassure me, verbally reassure me that they were going to be there, that they weren't going to give up on me. Because in my fear, that's what I needed. Well, friends, that's all I have for this video. If you have found this video useful, helpful, or enjoyable in any way, please hit that like button down below. If you're interested in receiving free mental health content on a weekly basis and resources, please subscribe to the channel. Here are a couple more videos I think you'll really enjoy. Until next time, bye for now.